to tuition and book fees, students also incur an $8 per credit fee to help support our technology infrastructure. This is one of the highest fees students on campus pay, and therefore, I feel it is important we get every bang for the buck. Students in the past few years have noticed and complained about technology in classrooms, website usability, tech service availability, and disconnect between IT services and the general campus community. I can assure that with the recent hiring of Patrick Durkee, Chief Information Officer, several improvements have been made and more are on the way. By now, all media units within classrooms should be fully functioning with any defective equipment discarded and new equipment in its place. Provided your instructors are properly trained in using this equipment, you should see a sharp decline with improper functioning of classroom devices. MCTC also provides an extensive network from which students can access the internet through both LAN and wireless connections. We have reached a point of capacity, and a decline in efficiency has been present for quite some time. Delay has already been noticed with accessing the school's website during the first week of school. The problem will only worsen if we don't do something. Therefore, we will be increasing our network bandwidth from 100 megabit service to 1,000 megabit service, increasing our total capacity by 10 times. In addition, by June 2009, the entire wireless network will be upgraded to 802.11n standard, which can provide improvements to performance, security, range, central management, and guest access. On behalf of students, I'd like to say thank you to Patrick Durkee and our IT department for the advances they have made in just a few short months. I can hardly wait to see what's next. When we think of diversity, what exactly are we thinking about? What does it mean to be diverse? When we say MCTC is diverse, what definition are we going by? On our campus website, we advertise diversity using a pie chart that is specific to the kinds of skin tones we represent. At first glance, nothing appears odd. After all, I was raised in an educational environment where we distinguish one another by race. Never in a million years did I think to look at someone in terms of the family structure they were raised in, what their talents and abilities are, and perhaps their views on the world. I was never taught to look at someone in terms of sexual diversity, diversity of intelligence, religious diversity, and political diversity. I was only taught that our outside differences define our blend and determine our place in society. This has become an addictive and accepted attitude of many. We scream and shout from the tops of our lungs that we want equality. We call out the injustice and harm done to us because of our physical appearance, but even we commit the crime of injustice when we keep constant that the thought that our worth and values are based on things like the color of our skin. Race is certainly an important factor in determining how we view diversity. However, we should also be open to diversifying our frame of thought. In this culture and on our campus, we need to recognize all aspects of the human species. We are rich and teeming with diversity in several forms. We need to rely on each other's strengths and stop profiling based on the appearance of our bodies. I believe that MCTC excels when it comes to diversity of cultures, languages, age, experiences, and the like. What we must strive to do is get past historical prejudices, turn the lights on, and recognize each person for the contributions they make. As president, I have made it clear that I support efforts made on behalf of cultural competency, but only when it includes everyone. Spoken from the lips of the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he said, "Where we will not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character." I have asked for collaboration from students, faculty, staff, and administration to address cultural competency in a manner that speaks to every individual on this campus. In response to student concerns regarding the time to talk sessions, I have asked that administration find an additional, more student-inclusive route when it comes to programming around cultural competency. To ensure accountability on this measure, I now ask you, the student body, to join with me in brainstorming ideas around how we can educate and engage each other around our varying characteristics. In a recent meeting with President Bill Davis, he said this to me: "We can always hold events that make us feel good, but what about the outcomes that change our lives and perspectives?" I challenge us to do more than watch theatrical presentations and listen to great speakers. We need to provide a venue within which to learn from each other. We need to broaden our scope, get real, and be free of our predecessors' illogic. It is time to change the status quo and for us to be the example that this world really needs. that out for us. As I was running for president last semester, I had several people tell me that some of these things couldn't be done. In fact, one gentleman looked me square in the face and said, "You can't impact the cost of tuition or textbooks. Only the president of the college can." At one point, even I questioned my ability to impact the world and my circumstances. I used to think that politics was for the rich and the elite who sit in Washington. That is, until this last fall. I'm betting you're all wondering what happened and how I ended up in the position I am today, believing that the power of students is real. Without any real understanding of who MSCSA was, I openly agreed to attend a conference known as the General Assembly Leadership Conference. I didn't have any expectations. There were so many people representing various schools throughout Minnesota, and I really wasn't sure what to think. But when the gavel struck and the assembly quieted, that's when the magic transpired. We motioned and debated for hours, and I can say that what inspired me most was watching over 300 voting petals rise in the air. And this indicated the stance of the students. What an incredible thing to feel the power in that room. What respect I gained for the leaders who stood at the front and empowered us all to make a difference in the world. And what admiration I have for the people who committed themselves to advocating on behalf of students all over this great stage. It was also a comfort to know that we weren't the only campus facing issues. We shared commonalities with several campuses, and the best part was that we all wanted to work together to find solutions. We were given an opportunity to shift the flow of policy and make the state and this nation one that we all agree is livable. Organizations like the Minnesota State College Student Association, or MSCSA, make our dreams and goals possible. The Minnesota State College Student Association is an association of the Minnesota public two-year college students, which works to ensure accessible, quality, and affordable public higher education while providing students with representation, leadership development, and communication across the state. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the cabinet and staff of the association for giving me the tools that I needed to become a great leader and for being such an integral part of student power. So, I encourage you to stick around and stay tuned as MSCSA President Jacob Littler will be here to address you shortly. So, I feel like I've had just a taste of what students on this campus are capable of. I know all of you have something to contribute and share with us that nobody else can. That is why I'm calling on you to act, get involved, and be part of monumental change on this campus. Forget past assumptions. Forget people telling you you can't do it, because you can. Forget looking at the world based on our differences, because our similarities will be the force that unites us in our goals. Let's forge our strengths and combine our resources so that we may present to the world solidarity, hope, and a newfound passion for life. My fellow students, the state of the students is strong and only gets stronger with each passing minute. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. The decision you make today toward doing the right thing can mean a brighter future for you, your children, and your children's children. So here it is. All you have to do is reach out and grab it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, it is better to be part of rather than apart from.